It's the Gaelic Football Team of the Week for the final round of the league. Obviously, we saw that Kerry were crowned champions after victory over Donegal, but there were plenty of other games that went ahead over the weekend. Meath were already relegated, Mayo followed them down. So brought to you by fantasygaelicfootball.com. Here is my team of the week with our game. So Nyle Morgan, I put him in goals, class act, plays like a sweeper keeper, which a few other keepers were doing. Rory Beggan was certainly at it at the weekend, as he often is. The long pass to Peter Hart at one stage, that was exceptional. Smashed his hand off the crossbar trying to claim a high ball at one stage. That didn't stop him. And those kickouts over the Mayo press, they certainly impressed me. So that's why I gave Nyle Morgan the nod. And let me know if you agree or disagree. He got just 3 points on the fantasy game. But nonetheless, I have him as my player of the week. Goalkeeper of the week. Stephen McMahon. Now, he didn't play the full game for Donegal. He was withdrawn early enough in the second half. But just like the Super 8s last year, I was quite impressed with him on David Clifford. Clifford scored just 1 point from play on him while they were against each other. No points in the fantasy. But I just thought he was very good because even if you look at the context of how David Clifford took over the game thereafter, it just shows how good Stephen McManaman is, and I would imagine that Declan Bonner was just trying to mind him and wrap him in cotton wool then for the week ahead of the clash with Tyrone. Speaking of which, Ronan McNamee, he gets 4 points, and he kept Aidan O'Shea very, very quiet, which is no mean feat, and he's the exact type of player that you want a fullback to be. Tom O'Sullivan named him in cornerback, and he got 16 points. Now, he scored a point at one stage. He's so good at bursting forward. Could, in fact, have been a goal. And then also that great sublime ball over the top for Sean O'Shea's goal. He sort of weighed up his options, spotted that Sean O'Shea was going to make that run in behind the defender, and just a beautifully executed ball, so that can't be ignored. Now, Gavin White, he played wing back, got 18 points. He certainly found his position, named at wing forward last year. Probably obviously didn't work for him in the All-Ireland final, but he looks like a guy who's filled out. His finish for the goal was unbelievable. There was 2 hops, yes, but still, he's absolutely brilliant, and he could be a huge reason why Kerry may go a step further this year. Kieran McGeary for Tyrone is a player I've liked for a long time, especially even back as far as being an under-21 with Tyrone. He's becoming a leader, composed on the ball. Maybe number 6 is going to be his position, and he chipped in with a point. Paddy Durkin, Jason Byrne had him on the football chat, and he was just raving about him. He's just such a good player, always driving forward. I think he was really good. Brian Fenton, everything he does with the ball is positive, led Dublin throughout their victory against Galway. And beside him, Kieran Thompson, who scored in a game where Donegal were battered. He scored half their points, five in total, 3 from play, and just some wonderful scores. And to do that when you're up against it, when you're losing heavily, and after that long spin all the way down to Kerry, I think that was very, very impressive. Paul Conroy, he had that horrific injury last year. He looked very, very good for Galway and took some really tough scores, windy conditions as there often is over in Galway, but scored some great points, 8 in total. 6 of those were frees, but the points he got from play were very good. Conor McKenna is obviously a lock in the team, and he gets my player of the week. He got 23 points. It was actually 13 fewer than Conroy got, but McKenna with 2-2. One of those a free, a machine. Set up Canavan's goal with that banana kick, long ball pass. So he'd certainly be my player of the week. Dara Canavan, who I just said he set up for that goal, he scored 1-1, and his dynamism could bring Tyrone onto that next level. It's such a good forward line now. Yes, they lost Cathal McShane, but having both McKenna and Canavan in the team, it's kind of like having 2 new signings to mitigate the loss of McShane. Tony Brosnan scored 6 points, got man of the match in that win over Donegal. Fair enough, it was a weakened Donegal team, but he took his scores brilliantly. Just 1 from a mark, and he's putting pressure on Paul Ganey and James O'Donoghue, which is quite some feat considering the quality of those 2 players. Conor McMahon has hit 1-8, and like as Banty said afterwards of his player, Conor made his debut with me in 2007, has produced every week, every Sunday, week in, week out for us for many years. He certainly has. And then Tommy Conroy for Mayo. They obviously fell well behind against Tyrone on Sunday, but he scored 1-3, helped revive his team, and that's a week after hitting 3 points against Galway. So that's our game team of the week. Don't forget, if you want to sign up for the Fantasy Gaelic Football League, go to fantasygaelicfootball.com. 3,000 quid worth of prize on offer. We're just heading into the first week of it, so try and get your team sorted this week so you don't miss out on the first round and getting some points on the board. So let's go to fantasygaelicfootball.com. Let me know what your team should be.